Hello world, Steve AAF here. First of all, before I begin, I just want to say I know I'm on some crappy equipment, on some crappy net bandwidth, but I am 3 weeks away from being home. I am still currently overseas, and by the time I get home, hopefully we'll have all this stuff fixed. This is my review of the Avengers Infinity War movie. Non-spoilers, so safe for everybody. First off, let's go check out what we know.
There was an idea
to bring together a group of remarkable people.
To see if we could become something more.
So when they needed us, we could fight the battles
that they never could.
In time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same. Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
Evacuate the city. Engage all defenses. And get this man a shield.
Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. But this does put a smile on my face. Who the hell are you guys?
Okay, that was the trailer for the Infinity War film. Quite a bit to it. So let's start off from the beginning. It did not do a Star Wars Force Awakens Return of the Jedi, The Last Jedi type thing where the movie ended and then the following film came in within like a heartbeat of the next. The previous film that it follows is, of course, Ragnarok. And you can remember at the end of the credits, Thor and Loki was standing on the bridge and they were looking out the window to this big ass huge freaking ship. Well, that's pretty much where Infinity War picks up on. Not exactly the same moment, but close enough that you get the idea of we're in some big trouble here, you know. And the film at that point, it just kind of reaches out and it grabs you. Now, the film itself is 2.5 hours long, okay? But I'm telling you, I never felt 2.5 hours go by so fast in my life. It was incredible. I mean, it just reached out, grabbed you, and it held you full attention, straight at the screen, the whole time it was playing. It never let up. And even with the lighter and comedic events that happened during the film, the breaks that it caused, I mean, it helped catch your breath a little bit. But I mean, this is action from point A all the way to point B at the very end, you know, and the whole thing is just one huge continuation of what is now, of course, the 10-year event of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Starting with Thor Ragnarok, and then just moving right on, as we've seen Marvel do with its films, its integrations with the other parts of the universe, from the Avengers to Captain America to Thor. I mean, you see all these ins and outs going through S.H.I.E.L.D. and everybody else, so it didn't stop. The whole idea of all these characters coming together was it was amazing how they did it. It really was. So think about some of the screen time that occurred with all these characters. The big one, of course, is Thanos. This is the guy. This is the one that everybody's been waiting for. We remember him from the very onset with the Avengers, and Loki bringing in the cube, the spear of the spear of destiny, as Iron Man put it. But Thor is the big guy. I'm sorry, Thanos is the big guy, with, of course, Thor and Iron Man and all the others following behind. Now, while this is in an Avengers movie, the Avengers cast, the Avengers characters themselves, kind of sit of a back seat to this guy. He is the movie. All the characters get a screen time. They all have a moment, and those that don't are at least mentioned. And thinking of other characters, I mean, Stan Lee, he had his cameo, of course, and they brought back an older character from a previous movie, which was a total surprise, but a key into the whole storyline nonetheless. And they also created a new character. Now, I don't know if that new character is going to have any further following in the film series. Probably not from the storyline. It doesn't have any importance except for maybe fills in a little bit more backstory on another plot line. So I'm not going to give away any details. This is spoiler free, so you have to go and watch it to see what I'm talking about. But most of the guys get their screen time, and they all have their big moments. So you know these guys. This is a film that had been in the making for 10 years, ever since we saw Thanos sitting on his chair the very first time. So everybody gets their screen time, but Thanos is the man. Thanos, he is the complete and driving force for everything that goes on in the film. I mean, he starts it off. You know, remember at the end of Thor Ragnarok, it was his ship right at the end of the film in the end credits. In the beginning of this movie, it's him, and it's him from all the way through. Everybody else plays their part. Everybody else plays their roles on the ongoings of what's happening around him. But he is it, and he's out to do some damage. We know that he's out looking for the Infinity Stones. He's got the gauntlet. And from the trailers, you can see that he already has the Power Stone, and he's placing in the Power Stone, and he's placing in the stone that came from the Tesseract. So this guy is already the most powerful being or force in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as we know it, and he's only got the 2 stones, and he's looking for more. He's the baddie. And everybody's going in after him, or trying to stop his efforts. You know, Captain America, he comes back in, of course. We've seen the last time we saw him at Civil War, they had a falling out, but Tony had his phone and his phone number just to give him a call whenever. Bucky's still over in Wakanda, you know, and Black Panther film gave the whole Wakanda background of what's going on over there. Captain's the man. He's still the leader, sort of, to the Avengers, to the Avenger films. Although Tony's technically as far as the eyes of the government because of the Accords. He's still kind of the leader, but everybody's following Captain's cues, including Thor, and of course we've seen that we've seen the Guardians come in, and even in the trailer you can see how Tony's comes up with this little brilliant plan of his, and then Quill's like, well, I like your plan, it's great, but it sucks, so let me try out my plan. It's a very cool banter between all the different characters that are going on, of course, all around Thor's ongoings. Again, we go back to, there's just so many characters that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has created over the years. Not everybody was going to be able to make it into this film. We knew that going in, but they did have they were at least mentioned, so they weren't completely left out. Kind of like when in Ultron, when Jane was being mentioned at the party, and Pepper. There's like, well, where are the girls? And they had their own little chat about characters that were off screen. They did the same thing in Infinity War for the characters that didn't make it into this film itself. Hopefully we get to see those others in the follow-up. But as far as the moments go for each of the characters, everybody pretty much had their spot in the spotlight, in the sunshine. Plenty of surprises to go around. Unbelievable surprises. I mean, every moment when you think you've seen it, you can almost think about what's going to happen, and it's like, boom, this happens. Like, oh my God, are you kidding me? It was just shocking. We're all, I mean, the theater that I was in, there wasn't a seat to be had. It was completely jam-packed, and we're all just freaking captivated at the screen and going like, oh my God, are you serious? It's tons and tons of surprises. I mean, on a minute-by-minute basis, with character after character being played out in their roles into the storyline. It was just totally unexpected and amazing. Of course, the weight the movie felt from all these characters being in there. Of course, there was no really character development needed because we knew all these characters from the previous films. The only one we didn't really know was Thanos, and the reason why he felt he needed to do all of this. Well, that we get some insight into that as well. So most of this backstory to all the characters are already there. We know who they are. We know what they're doing, why they're there, and so forth and so on. So no really. The weight of all these characters, I didn't feel it brought the movie down any. The interaction between everybody was fantastically done. It was just incredible. There were some really light moments. Of course, it wasn't Ragnarok with the comedy from from the Grandmaster or none of that. It wasn't like Get Help, but there was some funny moments in there too. That made you chuckle. And those lighter moments were really, really good for the storyline. So we couldn't berate them for doing that. It was quite well done. As the movie was coming to a close, I mean, we know that this was part one, and there is a second one coming, which will be out next year. And you knew that you were coming at the end of the movie. It was coming to a cliffhanger, but you didn't really know what it was. You kind of suspected what it could be, and we all had guesses and projections and possibilities bouncing around in our head. And said maybe this, maybe that. It'd be cool if this happened. It'd be cool if that happened. But the way it ended itself was just mind blown. Absolutely mind blown. You can't. We're all sitting there in the theater, right? Packed house, and the movie ends and we're all just sitting there. Are you? Oh no! What the? We're just sitting there in shock, in disbelief, and going like, "Are you serious? Wow! Oh my God!" It was, and we're just sitting there going like, "We gotta wait another year before we find out what the hell is going on." Everybody in and another thing about the movie itself, when it ended and the credits started rolling, nobody freaking flinched, nobody moved at all. Everybody just sitting there. I mean, we were all floored, absolutely all floored, looking at the screen, going like, "That can't be the end. Has it been 2.5 hours already? There's no way. There's got to be more." But that was it, and of course it's Marvel. We all know that they do the mid-credits and end credits. They throw them in there. There wasn't actually any mid-credit scenes. We were expecting it, and we were kind of let down by it when it just went through the main cast characters and then straight into the secondary, the lighting, the grip, the boom master, and all that kind of stuff. But we were not disappointed at the end with an end credit scene, which was very, very cool. And I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to say what it is. But there were other characters who didn't particularly have a moment during the film that came back in there at the end to further the story or just deepen our concern for our heroes of the destruction that Thanos was wielding upon our people, or our guys that we're rooting for. It wasn't a letdown. I mean, because we know it's a part 1, part 2 type thing. So I mean, again, it was well expecting it, but at the same time that we were not prepared. We were not prepared at all for what we were witnessing. It could not have gotten any better or worse, depending on your point of view of our despair, of our unbelievable. I mean, what is going on? It was, all in all, the film was tremendously entertaining. I cannot believe 2.5 hours went by that fast. I was captivated from the moment the movie started to all the way. I mean, even through the credits, we were like, we're still in a state of shock. We could not take our eyes off the screen. We were just sitting in the chair going like, oh my God. It was fun. It was really fun, and everybody had a good time. Everybody really, really had a good time. Like I said, it was a packed house. There was a seat to be had. I did an early showing at like noon, and we sat there the afternoon, and everybody took the time off, and now it's just a sit and wait. What's going to happen? We got to wait a whole another year to find out what's going on. How are they going to get out of this predicament that they're in for this little cliffhanger that Marvel has deemed necessary to put us in. So really fun, really exciting movie. You got to go see it. I was reading in some online stuff that some of the first impressions that were going out, and everybody was really excited. They were very, very, if there was any criticism, it was very little. A lot of it was because of their favorite characters didn't get more screen time that they would like to have seen, or there were just too many people in the movie to follow the story, which I think is total bull. The storyline was very, very well played out. You understood what was going on just about every second that was going through. The movie held you to it. It really did. A lot of people are expecting the grosses to be above 200. Maybe even topping what The Force Awakens did at close to 250 million for the weekend, and I would not be surprised, absolutely would not be surprised if it did exactly that. Really, I mean, I'm thinking about going back to go see it again. Today is only Thursday, and I still got a good full weekend to catch it, if not once, even twice. Who knows? I don't know. Plenty of time to think about it, but it's ever since we walked out of the theater, that was about 9 hours ago, we've been doing nothing but talking about it. You know, this piece is so cool, and that piece was like, what is that all about? Oh my God, you know. And the people that were missing, the people that they added, the people that we get to see again, the whole. I can't say anymore because I don't want to ruin it. You got to go see it. You really got to go see it. It was a very good film, one of the best I've ever seen. It really tops up there. It had its comedic moments. It had its dramatic moments. It had its sorrowful moments. It left you happy. It left you sad. It left you, you know, wanting for more. And Marvel's been doing really, really good at that lately. So, you know, kudos to them. Well done. Go see the film. It's all there, out there for you. You know, take your time. If you can't catch it all at once, because everything happens so quickly, which it can at times, you know, go back, see it again. I think I'm going to. I'm pretty sure I'm going to. This has turned out to be a lot longer than I expected it to be. I hope you got something out of it. You know, I enjoyed watching the film. I enjoyed talking about the film after I've been watching it. This is the first live stream that I've done. I'm going to be recording it. It's going to be back on YouTube after I'm done here. I don't know if I'm going to do any more movie reviews. I'm going to be back in the States here in about 3 weeks, and I'm hopefully to get on a regular basic stream time. So, but I got to check in and see some family during the summertime because I've been away for too long. But hopefully after that, I'll be back and see you guys a lot more often. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like it. I'll catch you on the other side. Have a good night.